So we come up with the choreography, we generate the choreography, the movement, the physicality, the emotional sort of pathos or levels on which it works, the ratios in which drives the movement and the geometry. So the artists are forced to put in this kind of constrained box where they have to basically come up with a piece of music that would fit the psychology and the mood of the robot. And in that sense, it's a little bit like early jazz, where it responded to the rhythm of the factory or the rhythm of the train, these things that were set.
She warmed up to me a lot, or I warmed up to her, and then once we saw the spline, once we saw her dancing, she was clearly, Miles said, she's having a disco power ballad.
That was what informed our decision to write this kind of slow tempo piece. Unlike the other artists, we were given a very graceful and unjerky spline.
First impressions of the robot, how angular and brutal it was. I was kind of particularly interested in all the sections that are, all the articulated sections, so the body moving in different ways at the same time.
I think probably the first thing for me was the size and scale of the robot. I first saw it at Conrad's studio and it kind of fills the room. So it just seemed really vast and very powerful. And what changed for me was working with it and living with it and seeing its sort of gentility, because my spline is very, very seductive and sensual. So it was seeing the sort of the fact that it can feel very different depending on how it's moving. When it doesn't move at all, it's a very different object.
To actually control the speed profile of the robot is what's the hardest, because a robot is designed to go between A and B as fast as it can. It doesn't really care how it does it. You can't really control how it does it. It's just meant to pick this thing up and move it over there, pick this thing up and move it over there. And it does the same. It takes a while to program it to do one thing, and then it just does that for 15 years, and then you throw it away. And what we're trying to do is do many, many different things with it, slowly and inefficiently, create problems for the robot where it can't quite move around, it has to rush around, you get those whirring sounds, where the arm has to twist around, because we're pushing it to points of singularity, they're called, where it can't continue to maintain a constant speed without having to do this sudden flip. So we're really trying to make it, choreograph it and challenge it like a choreographer would, creating a very sort of extreme piece of physical dance for it.